Hi guys, welcome back or welcome if you're new. My name is Tiana and I'm the maker behind Also Stitched, and today we have a long overdue knitting for Olive haul. I promised this video probably a month ago. I think it was 5 weeks when I filmed my first knitting podcast, and I promised that I'm gonna bring you my first impression of knitting for Olive from a person with extremely sensitive skin. So bear in mind, this is just the first impressions. I have not worn any of the garments. I have not even made any of the garments, so in the future I will update you how this all works on my skin over the time when the garment is washed and worn, and how my skin will tolerate it in the long run. I actually hope that my skin can get used to some of the yarns and be less sensitive, but I need to give it a time. I'm not wearing any of my knits because even though we are in early spring, it is pretty hot in Sydney. It's been 30 degrees this week and I am melting. I also had to close my window just for the soundproof, and yeah, it's gonna be a really hot day. During these past 5 weeks I also collected a lot of drops yarn because they had a lot of sales on a wool warehouse from UK, and I did place a couple of orders, and I will also include them in this yarn review haul, whatever you want to call it, yarn acquisition, just because I don't want to film another video talking about drops yarn. Drops is really affordable yarn. It is apparently dupe for popular sentence garn, so we'll see. I do have a lot. None of them I've tried, just the first impressions. Let's start with knitting for Olive. I placed my order at the beginning of August. It was before they announced that they will have the UNICEF Gaza charity sales donation, whatever was happening. So I placed my order, I think 5 days before all of that happened, and I was surprised because my order was at my doorstep in only 5 days from Denmark to Sydney, which is amazing. Shipping is very expensive, but it was my first order, and with first order they offer free shipping. My tip for you will be, if you can afford to place your bigger first order, because shipping was only $44 if you are placing order below 1.7 kilos. If you're going above 1.7 kilos, your shipping is 140 Australian dollars. And I did place big order because I knew I wanted to try everything. I bought everything except for no waste wool. I wasn't interested in that, so I just didn't want to buy it. Everything else I bought. I even bought sweater quantities, multiple offs. I wanted to make worth of my shipping because $140 for shipping is enormous. So I placed $675 order, which is huge, but it will last me next year. I will slowly work through everything, and I'm here for experience. I want to try yarns. I want to experience working with them. I want to try wearing them. Please, no judgment. It is a big order and it is a really nice quality yarn. It is very sustainable brand with good animal practices, and I'm here to support that. Let's start with their merino. This is fingering weight merino. I bought a couple of different colors and quantities of them. This one is in color Dusty Artichoke. It is a very popular green shade all over Instagram and social media, and yeah, it is in my color palette. I am soft autumn and this will suit me really nice. I have to be honest with you guys, I have already casted and almost finished this project. The reason I'm rushing to film this today because I need this skein to finish my project. First impression on their merino is it is nice, but not as soft as I expected it to be. I think with washing, this will be even better. For example, I can compare it to the softer yarn I have used is the Bendigo Woolen Mills Whisper. That yarn is the softest thing I have ever put on myself. This is not as soft, but it is a really nice quality and I loved working with it. This being 4-ply, you either have to hold it double to make it DK weight or 8-ply, or you have to hold it with mohair like lace weight, which I did. So I bought the same green dusty artichoke shade. This is their soft silk mohair. They pair together really nice. It's really beautiful. Stay tuned for my next video because I feel like my garment is going to be finished by the next knitting podcast. It's going to be my second one. This made me realize that I am very sensitive to mohair, which I didn't expect. Everyone is saying that this is the softest mohair, except for Isaya mohair is the softest one. I'm yet to try that one. I hope I will try it this month because I will be visiting one store in person and I will be able to try it before I buy it. But this is not soft for me. This is very prickling, itchy, and I didn't react very good to it. I made a swatch in the pattern design for both of these held together, and I wore it for 3 hours under my bra, just here at my chest, because this is where I'm the most sensitive, chest area and my neck. And after 3 hours I had redness reaction. I'm gonna insert a photo so you can see. It's not like I had reaction meaning like my body had rash or hives or anything like that. It is just the redness from being itchy. That's how sensitive my skin is. It's itchy. But still, I've decided to continue with the project and give it some time, wash it, wear it, and try and get used to it, and then judge it after a couple of wears. It is really nice to work with it. It is both together, held together. It's really nice to work it, and even holding it in my lap, I usually have sensitive hands too, so I can react here, but I have zero issues on any other parts of my body except when it was very hot day. If it's a hot day, I couldn't hold it because I was itching. I'm aware that this is gonna be a deep winter garment that I can only wear like maybe a couple of times a year, but still, I want to give it a go and see in the long run how I will react to it. I do see myself using their merino by itself, held double, in case mohair is not working for me. So yeah, I will give it a time and not judge it on my first impressions, because my first impressions were I want to return this, and I was actually planning on returning half of my order because I was kind of disappointed that my skin was not reacting really good. But to return it back to Denmark, it would cost me $50 or $60. I decided not to do that because I'm here for experience, I'm here for process, and I just want to give it a go. So we'll see. I bought 7 skeins of mohair and 6 skeins of merino. Has a bigger meterage. It has 250 meters while mohair has 225 meters in 25 grams, and this is 50 grams. So yeah, so far it's working enough. This is all I have left. When it comes to price, their merino is priced at $11.20, and that's Australian dollars. So when you go on the Knitting for Olive website, it will be showing you Australian dollars if you're from Australia. They do ship worldwide. I know you can buy this yarn from some Australian retailers, but I just couldn't justify the price. For example, this one ball of merino from Australian retailers can cost between $18 and $20, while directly from Knitting for Olive it's only $11.20. And if you don't go above 1.7 kilos and shipping is $44, it is still a lot cheaper. It's worth ordering directly from Knitting for Olive. Their soft silk mohair is $13.30, which is on a pricey side, I know, but in general I don't find Knitting for Olive like bougie yarn or expensive yarn. It's definitely middle for me. I would call it middle range yarn. There's definitely more expensive yarns like hand-dyed yarns and things like that, and then again you can have some cheaper yarns, for example our Australian Bendigo woolen mills or the drops I will talk about later. So yeah, they're merino and soft silk mohair. I also ordered another set, but only 1 skein of each because I wanted to try it in a beanie, and I only bought bought it for the color. This is the color palette that usually suits me, and I wanted to see the color in person just in one skein before I commit to a full garment quantity. This color is called Dusty Rose, and I think it is called Dusty Rose in both, yeah, in both merino and soft silk mohair. It is a really beautiful dusty rose pink, and I do see myself wearing this in a full garment. If you have watched my first knitting podcast episode, I talked about the sensitivity to the smell. These yarns do have sheep smell, but it is not overpowering. You can only smell it once it's close to your nose, and over time the smell disappears, unlike that Volumai yarn from Bendigo Woolen Mills that I talked about. The smell was so overpowering that it was going through all of my house, not just while I picked it up close to my nose. So yeah, it is nice sheep smell, but manageable. So my next yarn that I bought t-shirt quantity of is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in color Ballerina. It is a nice soft pink, very light, and I feel like it's showing even darker in the camera than what it is in the person. This is pure silk. This is really soft, zero itch factor. I'm looking forward to work with this because I have realized that I can tolerate plant-based yarns, and I do enjoy working with cotton, silk, and any type of blends like that. Any summer yarn I enjoy working with. So I'm looking forward to casting this on. This will be my next project to cast on because I want to have it before summer. I wasn't sure about the color because it is more cool tone in person. I'm not sure. I think in camera it's showing close to this t-shirt, but this t-shirt in real life is peach color and it's very warm toned, while this is a very cool tone. But still, I decided to keep it, go with it, try it, and I'm more looking forward to experience working with this yarn and wearing this garment than that I'm fussed about the color. Even if it's not in my color palette, I will wear it and I'm totally fine with this. This is really beautiful and nice. This is gonna be my first time working with pure silk and I'm so looking forward to it. So this skein is 50 grams and it has 250 meters and it costs $12.90, and I bought 5 skeins of it, which should be more than enough for t-shirt. All of these yarns I do have project in mind, or better say I had project in mind when I was placing my order. I don't want to talk about my projects and future plans because I'm allowing myself to change them. Some of them are gonna be casted next year, so there is a chance I'm gonna change my mind. So I will talk about the plans when I get to the casting on and things like that. So I'm just gonna skip that for now because this video would be too long. But for this, I'm sure it's gonna be Cumulus T because I will be casting this very soon. It's gonna be Cumulus T O-neck. My next yarn, I wanted to try their compatible cashmere. This one is in a color Oatmeal. It is tiny ball. Look how small this is. It's tiny. It is 25 grams and it has 150 meters. This being a color Oatmeal, it is a bit too gray tone than Oatmeal. In person, I'm not sure how camera is gonna pick this color up. I only bought 3 skeins of this. Each skein costed $20.70. It is pretty pricey. What I've planned to make with this is a little scarf or something like that. I have since changed my mind just because I wasn't sure if I want to hold this single or with something else just to get the meterage. So the reason I will probably hold this single is the other yarn I bought, the color is totally off. I'm gonna show you in a second. To be honest, this being cashmere, it is not the softest thing I have felt. I have worked with Cardiff Cashmere Brush Light and that one was super soft. I'm not sure if it was soft just because it was Brush Light or their normal Cardiff Cashmere is also soft, because I haven't tried that one. But this one, don't get me wrong, it's not prickling, it's not itching or anything, but it is, I can still feel it. That's my thing. The first cashmere I have tried, I couldn't even feel it, but I can feel this. So I have 3 skeins. I'll probably just make a mini scarf just to try to have something nice around my neck, and that's it. What I wanted to held together with cashmere is another knitting for Olive Merino, but in the shade Oatmeal. This is a really beautiful shade. This is like warm tone beige, exactly what oatmeal should be. And I was shocked to see this together because in person this is very gray while this is very beige, but there is a huge difference. So they are both considered oatmeals, but the color shades and difference is really big. So I don't want to hold this together, even though they would mar really nicely. I think I have plenty enough to hold this single and do a mini scarf and find something else that I will use oatmeal for. So yeah, I bought 2 skeins of this oatmeal merino and 3 skeins of cashmere. I bought another shade of knitting for Olive Merino in hazel. This is a really nice, beautiful, warm brown. It has a slight heathering through. It is really beautiful and nice and soft and warm color. I bought only 7 skeins of this, thinking about a lightweight jumper, sweater, t-shirt, something like that. Or I might held it together with something else. I'm still indecisive. We'll see what I will make with it. But I do have 7 skeins of this. I also bought heavy merino, which is considered DK or even worsted weight. This is 50 grams and it has 125 meters. If you hold 2 strands of their merino, you would get a heavy merino. But I also heard that this one is a lot more prickling and woolly like, and it is true. It is more rough to the touch, and even just in the ball I can, it's not nice and soft in my hands, and I can definitely feel it on my neck. That's why I bought it for my husband, because I still wanted to experience this yarn, but I didn't want to make garment for myself, so I bought it for my husband. Heavy merino costs $10.80. This one is in a color Thunder Cloud. It's like a heathered gray, and I bought 9 skeins. I also decided to try cotton merino. This is the last range product that they offer. So I got 2 colors. I got 1 sweater quantity, actually not sweater, I'm gonna do a vest for my husband, and I have sweater quantity for myself. This one is in color Dusty Blue Whale. It is a beautiful shade of blue, and my color is Linen. It is a bit lighter than Oatmeal, but still really nice and soft. This being cotton merino, you get 250 meters per 50 grams. Same with merino and everything else, I guess. Also 4-ply or fingering weight. This is really soft, no itch factor, no sensitivity, so I'm looking forward to work with this. And for the future plans, I do see myself working less with wool yarns and more with cotton merino and cotton, linen, silk blends more than any wool, because what I have noticed with my husband, he runs warm, and the wool jumper I made him, he said he's overheating with it. So I think this is gonna be my future. Even if for the jumper, if I were to make a jumper, I would probably make it in cotton merino. And I'm looking forward to see how it holds, how it washes, and how it wears. So yeah, cotton merino is what I'm most excited about. So I forgot to mention, I bought 7 skeins of this one and 8 skeins of this one. Price for cotton merino, it is also $11.20, which is pretty much affordable, really nice. That is all from Knitting for Olive. That is 9 projects in total, and I'm looking forward to casting all of them and updating you how they are knitting, how my body is reacting to all these fibers, and I hope you will stick around to see all my future knitting projects, and I'm looking forward to sharing all of this with you. Drops yarn is from Norway. They are very budget friendly. You can get them from the wool Wool Warehouse from UK. Shipping is pretty affordable. You can order 1.8 kilos with shipping around 16-17 Australian dollars, which is not too bad compared to $44 from Knitting for Olive. Anything above 1.8 you will get the double shipping, so it's still not bad. If you exceed the amount, the shipping just doubles and it's still great. Drops yarn on Wool Warehouse goes on sale every month. A different yarn range is on sale. That's why I have 3 orders with me, because every month they had a different sale. I'm also looking to place an order in October because they have Drops Air on sale and they have Drops Brushed Alpaca, which I'm looking forward to try. I'm just gonna jump straight into it and show what I got. I don't have Australian dollar prices for drops because their website is showing pounds. I can convert them like approximately. It's not gonna be 100%, but it is usually time 2 and a bit. So let me start with the first skein, which is attached to my project already. I bought 2 skeins of Drops Soft Tweed. This is blend of alpaca and wool and 25% viscose. So it is 50% wool, 25% alpaca and 25% viscose. I just bought 2 skeins just to try them. I'm using it in small accessory gift knit. That's why I don't want to show this yet. I would say it's prickling. I'm not sure what is it. Is it wool? Is it tweed or alpaca? I'm not sure, honestly. It is not bad, but I wouldn't make a garment out of it. This one is in color Cookie Dough and this costs around 6 Australian dollars per skein. I think this was on sale. All of these yarns I'm gonna show you are always on sale 30%, so everything that I bought would be on sale for 30% except one yarn. I will let you know which one. So yeah, this is my first yarn. I'm not impressed with this and I won't be repurchasing this one. Next we have Drops Kids Silk. This is their mohair version. I just wanted to try a cheaper version of mohair and this is not good. This is very itchy and prickling. This is worse than Knitting for Olive. That's why I just bought 1 skein. This is in a color Almond and this costs around 7 Australian dollars, which is almost half price than Knitting for Olive, which was $13.20 if I remember correctly. So yeah, it is a budget-friendly option, but not for my sensitive skin. I'm not sure what I will be doing with this one. For a garment, I won't be repurchasing this. And that is why I only went with 1 skein, because I cannot afford to buy sweater quantities and then not like them and not use them. Next one is Alpaca Boucle. I bought this with a specific project in mind. I'm gonna do Teddy Clutch by Petite Knit. I bought 3 skeins. This is really soft and I can still feel it a bit, but it is not as bad as mohair. So even though this is gonna be a bag, just a clutch, which I'll probably make next year because I'm gonna buy the original Petite Knit clasp for the whatever you call that, for the bag. I do see myself using this in a garment, but I will probably make like a jacket or something like that, something very oversized and teddy looking like. So yeah, this is really nice and soft and squish and bouncy. This is 50 grams and 140 meters. It is 80% alpaca, 15% wool and 5% polyamide. I paid around $5.50 for 1 skein, which is not too bad. I have 3 skeins of this. Next we have Drop Sky. This is chain yarn. This is really nice and soft. I can still feel it on my neck, and this is not something I would make a garment of, but it is really nice, squishy and bouncy. I'm gonna make a hat out of this. This is gonna be a gift knit. It is made out of baby alpaca and baby merino with 18% of polyamide. Yeah, I just bought 2 skeins to test it and it is not something I'm going to repurchase. This is in a color Light Sea Pea green mix, and it costed around 7 Australian dollars. This is Drops Fable. It is their sock yarn. It is 50 grams and it has 205 meters. It is 75% wool and 25% polyamide in a color peanut. This is just a basic sock yarn. I bought it to make some socks and just to test it and try it. It is a sock yarn. I wouldn't wear this around my neck, even though it's not prickling me, it's not itching me, but it has rustic feel on my hands and it is just a sock yarn. I'm not fussed about this. I was more curious about the color. This costs around 3.5 Australian dollars. Not too bad. Pretty cheap. And I bought 2 skeins because one skein is only 50 grams. And last but not least from this haul, this is the first part of Drops. I have another 2. Is their alpaca, Drops alpaca. This one is 100% alpaca, 50 grams, 167 meters in a color medium gray mix. This costs around 6 Australian dollars, and it is not the softest, but I don't think I would be able to wear this in a garment. It is probably something that my husband would be able, but not me. I bought only 2 skeins and I'm gonna make a hat out of it just to experience the knitting process and the yarn, and yeah, we'll see how it's after washing also. I might change my first impression, of course, after washing this yarn. Everything can soften, everything can be less prickling, so I can still feel this. Even though it's alpaca, it's itching and prickling, so we'll see how it goes. This is gonna be a gift knit, so I'm just gonna make a beanie out of it. My next yarn haul, I bought some yarns that were not on sale just because it is winter in Northern Hemisphere and they have winter yarns on sale, not the summer yarns, and I wanted to try something summery, and I bought Drops Belle. Even though this was not on sale, this was only $4.50 per skein. There is a 50 gram in the skein and it is 120 meters. This is blend of 53% of cotton, 33% of viscose and 14% of linen. This is apparently a dupe for Sandnes Garn Line. I have not tried Line, but Line is almost double the price, if not more. I would love to try Line, but I would rather try thin Line, which is fingering weight, while this is DK, because this still might be too hot for Australian summer, but I do like this yarn. I have already casted on and almost finished a project in this color. This is color 26 and I think online it's called Pearl. It is really nice. It is such a pleasure to work with this yarn. I don't have any issues or sensitivities with plant-based yarns. I do see myself using this yarn a lot in all the different colors. I'm actually thinking making a sweater out of this yarn, possibly Veronica Lindbergh's or Kutova Kika, a Salty Days sweater. I can see Salty Days sweater in this yarn. It would be so beautiful, lightweight, summery. So yeah, I might buy more. Even if it wasn't on sale, it is still cheap, but they do have it on sale when it's spring summer in Northern Hemisphere, and when that happens I will be stocking up for sure because I love this. And in saying that, I would love to try Sandnes Garn Thin Line just to try the difference between decay and fingering. I really loved it. I bought 9 skeins in pearl color and I bought 9 skeins in a light beige. There is a slight difference. It's not very obvious in person, but yeah, there is a slight difference in these 2 color shades. So light beige is number 3 and pearl is number 26. And I have 9 skeins of each, which is more than enough. I think I will have a lot of leftovers. So yeah, I do recommend this yarn. It's really beautiful. If you are an Aussie or living in a warm climate, I wouldn't even say that this is a summer yarn. For Aussies, this is definitely spring-autumn yarn, because in Australia, spring and autumn temperatures are pretty much similar to European early summer, like the temperature you get in June and September. That's how the whole spring and autumn feels in Australia. So we pretty much from September till April have a warm weather where we cannot wear wool or anything like that. So yeah, this is definitely the best choice for us, and of course cotton. But after working with cotton, which I love, I prefer this. It has such a nice drape, and I'm looking forward to see how it compares to the Knitting for Olive silk. I know it's totally different composition, but those are the yarns that I'm pretty much looking forward in this weather. And I only bought one another Drops yarn, which was in that second order, which was Drops Baby Merino. I bought 14 skeins of this, and this is gonna be for my husband. Each skein was around $5.50 Australian dollars, and this is 100% wool, but it is baby merino. This is really soft. It is 50 grams and 175 meters. Actually, no, this is not for my husband. I went for this yarn because I was looking for sport weight yarn. That's why I bought. This is for me actually. I was looking for sport weight because I want to make Andrea Maury's Weekender hoodie. Is it Weekender hoodie, something like that. I forgot the name. I'm just gonna insert the picture. Most of her patterns are written in a 5-ply or sport weight, which is not something I can easily find in Australia. So I was on a hunt for 5-ply because I wanted to make that hoodie, and I went with just a basic dark gray, even though this is such a basic color, but it is hoodie. It is like a sport hoodie, and I want it to be simple, oversized and soft, and this is gonna be nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing this. Zero itch factor, beautiful, soft, squishy, nice. I have 14 skeins. I think I might overdid that, but when I'm ordering yarn online, I'm better safe than sorry. I would rather order an extra 1 or 2 skeins than plain yarn chicken, because that gives me so much stress and I don't want to play yarn chicken. So that's it from my second yarn haul. I'm just gonna quickly show you my third from the drops and we are done. Thank you for sticking with me this long. I know it's too much, just bear in mind this is gonna be my projects for the next year or maybe even 2. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to work through these yarns, but I have zero yarn stash when it comes to knitting. I have plenty of yarns for my crochet business, but I have zero when it comes to knitting, and I took advantage of the sales, and that's why there is a lot in this haul, so please no judgment. So my last haul wasn't that big because I have 2 specific projects on my mind that I was waiting for yarn to go on sale. One of them is Drops Daisy. This one is very popular and apparently dupe for Sadness Garn Sunday. This is 100% wool. It is 50 grams and 110 meters. This is their extra fine merino wool in a color dark blue green. It has 50 grams and this costs around $5.50 Australian dollars. And I bought 15 skeins of this because this is for my husband. It is really nice, soft. I would say it is very similar to the baby merino. Oh, this is really nice. This is soft. For this one, I have planned to make Storm Sweater by Petite Knit for my husband. So I will probably make a men's version. It is really nice. I do like this. Apparently this one is gonna peel a lot, but we'll see. And I have only one project left, which you might recognize when you see the colors, if you can guess the project I will be making. It is a very popular sweater by Veronica Lindberg or Kutova Kika. It is her striped hype sweater. She had an anniversary sale last month and I took advantage and bought a lot of her patterns, which I plan on making them in the future, probably next 2 years, because I can't cast everything on. But this is gonna be striped height sweater. I am making it in cotton merino just because I feel like that sweater would suit some lighter fabric, something that I can wear in spring and autumn, just because of the colors. It is not like the colors that I would wear in winter. It is more like spring sweater that I can just put on when I feel a bit chills, so Drops Cotton Merino was my first choice. It is really nice. This is so soft. I'm not sure if I could say it's softer than Knitting for Olive Merino, but we'll see. I will definitely give you an update when I work through both. What are my feelings? This one is so much cheaper. One skein is $5 and there is 50 grams with 110. It is 50% wool, 50% cotton, and it is beautiful and soft. This pink one is a bit heathered with white. Also orange, I can see a bit heathering. Even yellow. All the colors are beautiful and vibrant, and there is a bit heathering in the green too. This is gonna be my main color. Just the plain blue in the end. The blue is looking very vibrant on camera, but in real life it's not. Let me see if I can get the real color. No, it's showing very vibrant in camera, but in real life it is dusty blue. I apologize, camera is not showing the colors properly. But yeah, that's gonna be my Stripe Hive sweater, and I'm still looking forward to it. I think I will be casting this one soon, even though I don't think I will be able to wear it. I'm excited for this one. I don't know. I do have a lot of plans for my summer knits, summer blouses and t-shirts, but at the same time, being a process knitter, sometimes I just need different yarns on different types of the needle just to experience the different sensations working with yarns and needles, and I'm very excited. I have a lot of project plans. I probably won't be knitting a lot during October and November because I'm still in my market season, and for the next 2 months I need to focus on my business and crocheting my plushies. But after that I have no plans for summer holidays, so I will have 3 months of pure knitting, and I'm so looking forward to it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying with me this long. I really appreciate that. Please give me a follow and subscribe if you are looking forward to see all of these projects and proper yarn reviews, because these are just the first impressions, and I'm looking forward to talk more in depth when I work with yarn, when I wash it, when I wear it, and just to give you my honest yarn review from a person who has extremely sensitive skin. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting!